Hello everyone, Fishman here from ArkSurvivalPlay.com, and in this episode I'm going to show you how to tame your very own trike. Trikes are useful in harvesting berries and thatch, mostly. Some wood, though they don't do quite as well at wood. And you want to try to find a higher level trike. This one's only level 9, I'm going to take it though. Level 9 is not too bad. The higher the level, obviously, the higher the stats will be. The harder they'll be to take down, though. I don't have any armor on. As you can see, I'm almost naked. So I don't want to take this thing on face to face. And of course, in order to tame, I'm going to have to go back here and get some stones for my other trike. In order to bring this guy down, I either have to have trank arrows, which are made with narcotics, which I don't have, and starting out, you won't have the ability to make those. Or I can take it down with a slingshot, which is what you'll need to do in the beginning. Trikes are also good for hauling around your junk. Alright, now I have 47 stones for my slingshot. And slingshot's a pretty low level item you can create. I think I want to say it's level 5, something like that. In order to take this guy down, now I have a bow and some arrows, and I could shoot this guy from a distance and then get up on those rocks up over there before he gets me. But you can do it with the slingshot. You just have to run real fast. What you'll want to do is you'll hit him to make him chase you, and then you'll run and get up on some rocks if you can find a good area. And I would suggest scouting that area beforehand. And also, before you do this, if you're far away from home, which I am not, my home's just right over the hill there. If you're far away, you'll want to drop a sleeping bag or a bed. Sleeping bag, I think you can make somewhere around level 5 out of hide. That way, if you die, you'll have a spawn point pretty close, so you won't lose your gear. I think your gear sticks around for around 15 minutes or so. And your body will stick around for 15 minutes or so if something else didn't eat it. And you can actually harvest meat from your own body if you die. It's kind of gross. Anyway, let's get started. I'm going to peg this guy in the head with a stone, and you have to hit him in the head to knock him out. This is going to take a few, so I'm going to hit him in the head, and I'm going to take off running to get up on those rocks. I'm going to try to distance myself a little bit. I hit him in the side, which is fine. All I'm trying to do is get him to chase me for now. I'm going to run up here behind these rocks. And if you have dinos nearby, your own pet dinos, before you tame, you're going to want to put them on passive or something. I'm going to go over here so my dino doesn't start attacking him. Oh, I'm a bad shot. There we go. Alright, my dino's not chasing him, that's good. Because your dinos will kill him and obviously ruin the tame. So keep them at a distance or put them on passive or something. So you see I've led him to this rock, and he can't get me. So I can sit here and peg him all day. This is a useful tactic for any big dino that you don't want to kill you, like T-Rexes and Spinos and other big carnivores, or even herbivores like Brontos, because a Bronto has a really long tail. It's really hard to distance yourself from the Bronto sometimes. That tail can whip quite a ways out. Alright, so now we got him down, and you notice the unconscious level is full. It's the purple bar, and the it says put food in the inventory to tame him. Otherwise, the taming doesn't start. That unconsciousness level is called torpor, and you want to keep that as high as possible, or at least above 0. Once they hit 0, they wake up, and then ruins your tame. These dinos are herbivores, so they like mejoberries. That's their favorite. And I got a bunch here. I'll go ahead and use all my narcotics. Narco berries are used. Those are the blackberries that I put in my bag. Those are used to keep the torpor level high, to keep the dino asleep. And once you put berries in his inventory, you can see it went down a level and you can hear him eating. Now the taming has started. The torpor level's down here on the bottom right. You can tell how many berries you have to feed them based on this. The narco berries add 7 points to the torpor. If you're using narcotics, that adds about 40, I think, somewhere around 40. And this is going to take a while, so we'll leave him be for now. You want to, when you're taming, you want to stay around the area though, at least in view, so that in case dillos are a pain in the butt, or a raptor comes in, you can protect your tame from those. Right now, if a raptor came in, I'd have to run because I'm not armored or anything. Feed myself, I'm starving. If you eat meat fast enough, it seems like it also fills your drink. Once you've chained your dino and you have a saddle created for him, like I do for this one, your saddle will be in your inventory and you'll drag it over to the saddle slot on the dinosaur. Just like this. And saddle provides a little bit of armor for the dino. And it's got a durability. Apparently it can be damaged. I've never lost the saddle, so I'm not sure. My dino is ready to level. And to level, you just go into the inventory like you would on your own character and level up any one of these items. I want this guy to be a hauling beast, so I'm going to go ahead and level the weight. And now he's 21. Also, another useful byproduct of your pet dinos is poop. Yes, I said poop. Dinos will poop every so often as long as they're being fed. And right now I've collected a couple of medium samples here. And you can use those to make fertilizer to use in your crops later on. And I'll show you that in another episode. Once you've saddled your trike, you can use them to harvest. And I'll show you that real quick over here. You can harvest wood or thatch. He does better with thatch. See, he's getting a lot of thatch from that tree. He gets some wood, but I wouldn't use them to harvest wood because they don't do so well for that. And you can harvest berries. You see he's getting some berries. And if you got a lot of undergrowth, a lot of plants in the woods that you're at, here's some plants here. He does really well at mass harvesting berries. You'll get hundreds and hundreds of berries in a pretty short amount of time. You see his area of effect attack, and of course to attack or harvest, you just left click the mouse button. The mouse, and he'll dip his head and shove his horns through whatever's in front of him. And it's area of effect, so you don't have to be facing the plant directly. For example, see, that plant was off to the side and it still got it. They are good at combat the higher level they get, but I wouldn't take them against a T-Rex or anything like that unless you have several of them. Like this Dillo here, it's not going to be an issue. Yeah, you had a buddy coming. And they have a knockback in battle. It's just handy. Distance yourself a little bit. These Dillos are tough. The melee damage on this trike is not the greatest. Now, you see my torpor went up, and I passed out. But my dino's protecting me. And hopefully he continues protecting me. There we go. And that's another useful use for dinos is protection. So if you go to sleep, you don't have a home, but you have pets, which I can't even imagine, because once you get pets, you should have a home already. But if that should happen, or you pass out in battle, your dinos will be able to protect you to an extent. I'll harvest these. Where'd the other one go? Dillos are kind of good in combat for starting out, for low level taming. You can knock Dillos out and tame them pretty quickly. And if you get a bunch of them, like 3 or 4 or 5, they actually do pretty well. in combat. They're fairly quick. You can't ride Dillos. You can't saddle them. They're too small. So, other than combat, they're pretty much useless. And they're not that great in combat, you know, against bigger dinosaurs. For example, T-Rexes. You wouldn't be able to take a T-Rex. You wouldn't even be able to take a Trike unless you had a lot of Dillos. Especially if it's a high level. Riding Trikes is slow. Riding most big dinosaurs is slow. So you'll probably want to walk around with the Trike or ride something faster like a cat, you know, saber-tooth or something like that. But if this is your first tame, then all you gotta do is hold down on E to get the radio menu and click enable following. You can also set his aggressiveness. If you set aggressive, he'll attack anything in sight. So normally you don't want to do that. You can cycle his aggression to neutral, which it'll attack if it's being attacked, I believe. And there's also a passive, which it won't attack anything, even if it's being attacked. And there's also a attack my target, which I'll cycle to that one right now. Most of the time you want to have aggression set to attack your target. And to get him to follow, like I said, you can enable following, or you can hit the T button while looking at him when you're fairly close. And you'll do a whistle, which will cause him to follow you. And I gotta run down here to get a drink before I die. So I'm dehydrating. And you can see he's following me. Hopefully there's no Dillos down here. Of course, the faster I run, the more I dehydrate. I haven't made a water skin yet. Water skins are handy to keep some water on you at all times, but they leak. So eventually they empty out by themselves. Water jars are a higher level item, and they don't leak, and you can carry 1 or 2 of those with you. They're fairly heavy though. I think they weigh 5 pounds each, or 5 units each, whatever the measurement is. And you see that even following you, they're somewhat slow. But they run when they're following you, and they don't run out of stamina, apparently. But when you're riding them and running, they'll run out of stamina fairly quickly. Let's go check on our tame. You can see he's still taming. He's unconscious. I'm going to fill him up here. Let's see what the taming effectiveness is. Oops. It's still at 61%, so he should... I want to say he'll go up a few levels, but I am not exactly sure how the taming effectiveness works, only based on what I've seen on the wiki. In that little pop-up it says that it's +2 levels, so he's level 9 now, so when he tames, if the taming effectiveness is still around 60%, he should go up to level 11. This one, taming effectiveness stayed pretty high, and it was a higher level, so he went up a few levels. And once this Trike is tamed, I'm going to create him a saddle and saddle him up, just in case I have some buddies that want to play. And that's it. Just keep him fed, use him for harvesting. Alright, thanks for watching. This has been Fishman from ArkSurvivalPlay.com.